Okay, everyone. Hey, guys. I just wanted to kind of make this real brief, maybe a few minutes, but I just wanted to go ahead and give you this. So I did go on the Novatech call this morning. It was a great call. Got a lot covered, a lot of things that should make most people feel a lot more comfortable about their decision. You have to keep in mind, guys, there are people that have done this since 2019 with Novatech. You had actually the CEO, Cynthia Petian, and her husband there. You had Dap Dunbar there, which is affiliated. He's affiliated with our group. And just to let you guys know, we've kind of been around one another. I know I've been around Dap really going on the second year. So just so you know, whenever there's an issue or an opportunity or something like that, we can get right to the leadership to make sure that things get done. DAP isn't associated with the company any more than I am, but he is. He does have about he's got thousands actually of members that have signed up through his organization. So he's put in about 100 people. And just to kind of give you guys some updates on our group and what we've done and why we do it the way we do it, I had no intention of running fast and hard. Okay. Making $1 million is a wonderful thing, but truthfully, guys, if you don't have the discipline and the mindset and everything else you need with it, I can tell you right now, you're not going to keep that money long. You may have known or heard my story, but I'll make it clear to you. 2010, we didn't make a million. We didn't get too far, right? But in 2010, my accountants told me to go ahead and retire. We did kind of, I'm not going to say we squandered the money because we are givers, okay? So to give you some clarity on that, we didn't have a problem paying our tithes. I'm just going to tell you the truth, right? And we didn't have a problem giving foreign missions wherever we could, right? But not just foreign, domestically too. And we did a lot of great things. God allowed us to do a lot of great things. We got to the end of the year in 2010, and we had to do some rethinking, some recalibrating, because other than just paying off bills and we weren't buying nice cars and all that kind of craziness. We did get one car, but it wasn't purchased from that. We paid off our cars, right? And we paid down our debt. So now we were debt free in 2010. And I think what I'm really getting at is we knew there was going to be some more resources coming in the following few years that would recurve some of what we had actually spent. But we hadn't even purchased that new house yet. We hadn't even done that yet. We were in a rental property and we paid everything up and we were good to go. And we took some trips, and there's nothing like that feeling. When you reach that place in life, it's I don't know how to explain it. Like I really don't know how to explain it other than helping you get to that place. And that's what I've really kind of set my sights towards. So everything when it comes to the way I built any parts of this, I did it on purpose, not at my standard pace, which is pretty fast. I'm just going to be honest, right? But my standard pace is more of a solo pace. This is Brian's pace. This works for me, doesn't work for anyone else, right? And so in order to do proper leadership, I wanted to make sure that we did things at a pace that someone, if I were in your situation, I would really clearly understand. So here's where we are. Here's where we are. I literally am excited about 2023. We've got some funnel systems. I'm sorry, I kind of paused because I smiled because there was Melvin who is going to help me with another part of my marketing plan, right? So the marketing plan is up and running. He came in town. He's just visiting from, I believe Melvin's in Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken. So I got that commercial coming out. She did send that today, or last night anyway, for Numi, and it's pretty much in the last phases of being approved. Corporate office gave me a couple of suggestions to do there. So we do everything professionally. We do things clearly. We do things honestly. We do things with integrity. And I can speak for our integrity. We can vet the systems. We can vet the communities. We can vet the companies all we want. We can do all of that we want. And things can still fail, just to be honest, right? Because this is the world of investment. And when you're in the world of investment, everything won't go as planned, right? I can tell you straight up, I put stuff in here about my wife's movie and all that, but we go over budgets. There's always something that you have to do, believe it or not, that you didn't really count on when you launched out into the deep. So the concept behind what Diamond VIP is a support system for you launching out into the deep. That's what I'll say that one more time. The concept of Diamond VIP is a support system for an average Joe, a normal employee, to launch out into the deep. That does not mean that I'm giving several thousands of dollars to you to do anything. That's not what that means. What it does mean is God called me to support you. I know what he called me for. You have to know what he called you for. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? But the reason that played out that way, and that's sometimes I'll lean on Raphael by mentioning something from the past because I know he remembers. That's when I said it the first time, right? But it was because I could literally go broke again, like kind of similar to what happened in 2010, if we literally gave to everything that our heart desires to give to. Our hearts, my wife and I both are very much so givers. Yeah, we're very much, I'll just leave it at that. We purchased a home for someone recently that was a widow that needed that help, just so she could have a place where she could rent without worry. So that's something that we do. And these are things that I don't necessarily always talk about. So please, when you come to me or say you have a dream or something like that, it's not that I'm kicking your dream to the side. I just know what my purpose is, right? And so I will pray about anything that you bring to me, but ultimately we gotta kind of like, you gotta want to do it yourself. I'm telling you, it's kind of how it's going to happen. So I give you these things as an opportunity for you. You can put $500 in Novatech, and that $500 can grow. I know Raphael did, and maybe if he wants to tell you where he is on that, but his process is growing, right? And you can put a little bit more in. You don't necessarily have to. These are not things you have to do. But then again, if your goal is to become wealthy, you don't have to be wealthy, right? That's not a part of what has to happen in your life before you die. So I want you to keep that in mind. I was thinking about this on the way over, and I was like, there's no wealthy person that doesn't understand their accounts. There's no wealthy person that doesn't understand how to do their money and all those kinds of things. And so I want you to keep that in mind when you're leaning on us for support when it comes to your cryptocurrency wallets and all that information, because really, I don't mind in some certain cases, but overall, if I do it for the whole room, I mean, it's a lot, right? So my goal is really to get you trained up. That's why we're doing the things in Africa. I'm going to do a call a little bit later with a pastor. Then I'll be calling Bishop over in Africa. This is my morning, right? Then I have 11 o'clock with an attorney from my Business Network and International group. And then, of course, I got Melvin, who I didn't realize was actually in town. So we're rocking and rolling in 2023. There's no excuses. Yes, I've had some hardships. I've had some heartaches. I've had all those things. Those things come with it. One of the things that I was trying to bring out this morning, and I hope I brought out to you, is that, my father passing away before was a catalyst. I would say all the way back to 2007, really the end of 2006. My wife and I, we sat down with my cousin who's an attorney. I had to bring him in because my parents, my mom had me at 40 years old. So, again, I'm 36, 34, 35, 36 years old, right? And when I'm telling you 2010, I retired out 38. So at the end of the day, guys, I was very young. And so if you're using that as an excuse, please don't, But to my wife and I, we were old because we started out when we were 21. So that's why I say you just have to get started. It doesn't matter if you fail. You're going to fail. There's going to be some failures along the way, but go ahead and get started, guys. Love you all to life. We will be doing, did want to say this, sorry. I will be doing some trainings because I know some of you are building your teams in Novatech. We got that coming on soon, like right away, like in the next week or two. Just so you know, my schedule, my life schedule, it's wild. Today is my daughter's birthday, the 17th. Alexia Faith is 23. And I was kind of doing a reflection of baby girl. And it was dawning on me that, man, she was 15 years old. To you, these are just stories, but I got to look my kids in the eye because they remember these moments, and just to see her evolution, how she's grown. just couldn't be more proud of her. She's been Miss Red Rock. She's now Miss Summerlin. She has her path, right? Great, doing great in school. Son, same way, 25-year-old. Justin on the way to school. Just amazing to watch these kids grow up in the process of everything else that is going on. So, so I told you about the Novatech. So yes, we're going to be doing some Novatech trainings. I probably will pull to the side another training, and I'll let you guys know about that soon. Of course, our Africa team is doing what they're doing with the Forex, so I'm monitoring that, kind of, assisting him along the way. Get up to speed on Forex knowledge, and a great way to do that, Dr. Stan's wife, she's got a package. It only costs you $200. She goes through it. You can learn a little bit more about the phrasing, the terminology, all those things, because I don't want you guys to be way behind the 8 ball when we start training in June. So on Forex. And so what I'm saying is we're going to be doing some live trading. You want to make some money, you want to earn some money, we're going to show you how to earn some money, right? And so that's going to happen. Just really excited about this year and what God is bringing forth. Oh yeah, my wife is headed out to Sundance Film Festival. That's what I was telling you, my schedule. Because our schedule doesn't even really make sense. And I know a lot of times you see me in a room and it looks like I'm always available for that, but really I'm not. It's just, the room is just a place where those thoughts will come into mind, so I don't forget those thoughts. I put them out, I give them to you. You just don't want to know how I think, but I do think a lot. So, but when it comes to Mama's going to be my wife. She's going to be in Sundance. I'm proud of her because every time she goes to Sundance, she invests in that. That's an investment into the cabin. You don't want to know how much it costs. It costs a lot, but she does that, and then it's kind of like promotions. She brings everyone else to her, and so if I could say one thing, one key to you or anyone else that wants to bring whatever it is you're going to bring to life, you're going to have to learn how to become somewhat of a promoter where you bring things into your space. Because when you do that, now it's a lot easier for you to network. And so that was one of the reasons why I presented to you BNI, because I felt that was the most what I found BNI to be, as a promoter, the most cost-effective way to get in front of the most number of people. So like just our BNI chapter out here right now, we got a meeting at the Palms Sky restaurant at the Palms Casino coming up, and it's every BNI chapter in the organization. So I share with my wife, we if she's in town, we'll probably head to that. But you got to be in the room. Hamilton, the Broadway play, has a song they call "In the Room Where It Happens." Where were you when it happened? See, that's how you have to think. I want to be in the room where it happens. Doesn't mean you got to do something salacious or you got to be involved. You just have to listen, know, make the connections where you make the connections, right? Write that name down and then follow up. Follow up is 100% of everything that we do. So God bless you all. If you haven't had a chance to log on, go on NAACP Image Awards. I think Erica's under the Breakthrough Creative category. So if you haven't voted, please go ahead and make your vote. If you haven't seen the movie and you do have Hulu, go ahead and watch Remember Me, the Mahalia Jackson Story on Hulu. Keep in mind when you watch that movie that we were on limited funds. That was a limited budget as an independent filmmaker, actually creating her product without Hulu, HBO Max, any of those guys saying, hey, look, we'll give you this much money, write something for us. So everything that we do, guys, is just you got to jump and make it happen. So God bless. Hopefully you're making it happen today. Peace.